All right, folks, we have had the fifth vote for Speaker of the House of the 118th Congress, and Kevin McCarthy has fallen short once again. 201 votes. This is a carbon copy of what we saw in the fourth vote. Having the fifth time, we are anticipating there may be a sixth vote, and don't know whether there'll be a change there.
Exactly. And right now we are going to bring in Congressman Greg Steube, yes, from Florida. Talk to us about what is going on there, and also who gets your vote and why.
Well, right now we're in between vote series. The majority of the Republicans have tried to ask the Democrats and the 20 that are holding out for an adjournment so that we can sit down around a table and kind of work things out and talk and discuss things, but they're refusing to do that. So we'll probably be rolling in to a sixth vote here shortly, because the current rules, we just keep going until we get a speaker. And the only thing that is proper on the floor is a motion to adjourn to a time certain. So we could be here until one side or the other agrees to an adjournment to work this out, or we're just going to keep voting and keep voting and keep voting. And as you've seen, the numbers haven't really changed. So I don't see, unless there's a breakthrough and an agreement, that the 20 are going to come to McCarthy's camp.
In the sixth round, who do you plan on voting for, Sean?
I'll continue to support Leader McCarthy, Speaker-designate McCarthy, because he won our conference vote. He's got 202 out of the 222 Republican members. And you have a 10% of the overall conference that is basically holding the rest of the conference and the country, quite frankly, hostage for the fact that they don't want Kevin to be Speaker. They've come to them on a number of different demands that they've had as it relates to the rules, and have acquiesced on a large majority of that. You had a Freedom Caucus member on the floor, Warren Davidson, just this last round, who's a member of the Freedom Caucus, a military veteran, who talked about all those concessions that McCarthy and his team has made as it relates to the rules. But this 20 group is still unwilling to compromise on that. So your guess is as good as mine as where we go from here. We will keep voting until there's a speaker elected, but they have to get to that majority present and voting, or so like 216, 218, depending on who all's in the chamber.
Congressman, if nobody is going to agree on an adjournment, is this the time between votes when you run to other members of Congress or those in elect to try to convince them to vote a different way? What is happening right now during this time? Obviously, you're with us.
You watch the C-SPAN footage and the video footage of what's going on the floor. That's exactly what's happening. You have members from both camps trying to talk through, okay, what is it specifically that you want? What are you willing to negotiate on? What is it that you want that you're willing to compromise on? And that's going to happen in between each one of these rounds, because during the actual voting process, because they have to call the name and the name of the member stands up and votes, not many people are walking around talking. So it's in between these vote series, you see a lot of members on both sides trying to talk and work things out and try to come to some type of solution as to where we go from here. But until that, we're just going to keep voting and keep voting until somebody gets to the majority present and voting, which at this point is about 218.
Congressman, as we show the names of those 20 who continue to vote Republicans against Representative McCarthy, let's talk about what the concessions could be. We already understand that he's given in to the demand to vacate the chair with just 5 votes. In other words, 5 of them could say, we need to vote again on another speaker. We understand they want to impose the Holman rule. They may call it something else, but it's the ability to add amendments to affect the budgets, including of the FBI or some other budgeting target. What else is there at issue here that you're aware of?
Well, most of the issues that they have addressed have been conceded to.
If there have been concessions, Congressman, this is what I don't understand, is are they bargaining in good faith if they get the concessions and then don't change their vote?
Well, my answer to that question at this point would be no, based on what I know, because they're not, as McCarthy concedes on points, they're moving the goalposts on what it is that they want. The latest thing that Chip Roy had said on the floor was that he wants to go to what the rules were pre-Pelosi. And if McCarthy even asked in a conference meeting if we were willing to go to that, would you vote for me for speaker? And then they refused to answer that question. So they're negotiating for things, and then they're getting concessions concessions, yet they're not willing to then vote for Speaker McCarthy or Leader McCarthy to be able to move the ball forward. So that's one of the frustrating things being on the side of the majority right now within the conference is we're making all of these concessions to you. We're trying to work with you on what it is exactly that you want. But and what's also interesting, and I want to make this point, they started off all supporting Biggs, and then they all went to Jordan, who, oh, by the way, is passionately supporting Kevin McCarthy for Speaker. And then now suddenly Byron Donalds comes out of nowhere, and it's the same block voting for 3 different people. So if they really feel strongly about who they think should be the Speaker, they've changed their vote on who the Speaker should be 3 times. And next time we're hearing there's a new secret candidate that they're going to bring forward. And every member of our conference had the opportunity in our conference meeting to be nominated for the speakership race. The only 2 people that were nominated were Kevin McCarthy and Andy Biggs, and McCarthy won 188 to 31. We live in a democratic republic. The majority rules. We should stand behind our nominee as the majority of the conference has voted that person in.
Congressman, before we let you go, any guesses at who that mystery candidate might be?
I have no idea. Byron Donalds came out of nowhere. I was completely not expecting that.
All right, we're going to keep watching, of course, and I know you're going to keep voting. Congressman Greg Steube, thanks so much.